If you're just here for the review, skip to this part of the video. But if you're here for some backstory on why this review is even taking place in 2023, stick around. So I'm not sure if I should classify this as a follow-up or a part 2 or whatever, but I'm here in this video to basically finish my food on what was a pretty big buffet that I encountered nearly 2 months ago, or I guess might be a little over 2 months at this point, when I put out a video reviewing every DCOM from my era. Now first off, before I even go any further, I have to thank you guys for running the numbers up on that video. Like I said, I put it out about 2 months ago, and it wasn't until 3 weeks ago where out of nowhere, I guess YouTube figured out how to recommend the video to people, and it went from under 100 views to where it sits now. So once again, thank you for that. I'm sure a decent amount of you that saw that video are here for this one, and if you aren't, either way, thank you for giving any of my videos the time of day. Whether you like them or not, just giving me a shot is reward enough for me at this stage in my career. Now for backstory on why this video even exists, when I put out that DCOM video, I made it a point to only do strictly DCOMs. I was fully aware of High School Musical 3 and the Hannah Montana movie because a lot of you guys pointed that out, but both of those had theatrical releases and got theatrical level budgets, so technically speaking they aren't DCOMs, but you can certainly say they're in the family. Now as for the third movie, 16 Wishes, I'll be completely honest with you. Until the comments brung the movie up, I forgot it existed. Which is funny because it is a movie I've seen a decent amount of times prior to this video, but when I was initially working on the DCOM era project, I assume I must have just lost it in the shuffle. But after doing some digging, it looks like Disney themselves intentionally buried this movie. Now why exactly is a mystery to me, but 16 Wishes isn't on Disney Plus and it doesn't have any Disney logos on any of its posters, even though it premiered on Disney Channel and was seemingly created by Disney. Now it is free to watch on Tubi, which is a free streaming platform, but if you've ever been on Tubi, a lot of the content on there suggests that it's a platform where companies dump the shows and movies they don't care about or have no clue what to do with at the moment. One correlation I did make though was a lot of the cast were Canadian and the movie itself was shot in Canada, and I'm not sure why, but when it comes to Canadian Disney stuff, especially around this time period, it seems as if Disney just straight up viewed it as the ugly stepchild. But either way, it was in fact the DCOM from my era and I forgot about it, so to make things up, I've given it its own video. Now I will say, upon you guys jogging my memory on this movie, I had instant fond memories of it. A lot of that had to do with Debby Ryan because I was crushing on her since Sweet Life on Deck, but they were fond memories nonetheless. Fresh off the rewatch though, it's an okay movie that got good once a certain wish was made. So the story itself is pretty interesting. This girl had 16 wishes for her 16th birthday, and on her birthday she was visited by what we'll call a birthday spirit guide. Her name was Celeste, who gave her candles with numbers that directly correlate with her wishes. The trick being, these candles actually granted the corresponding wish, but the caveat to that is that the magic in the candles interpreted her wishes in their own way. In the words of the spirit guide herself, the candles don't always give you what you want, they give you what you need. Now for the first few wishes, this wasn't important and it was going about as expected. Her wishes were that of a typical 16-year-old, like wanting a car, getting her license, and going on a free shopping spree, the usual suspects. One thing though that I thought was pretty funny with the wishes is that the people involved with them in the main cast were aware of how wacky things were, but everyone else was completely oblivious to it. Like for instance, one of her first wishes was meeting her celebrity crush, and when he showed up the whole time he looked befuddled and had no idea why he was there and why he just wished her a happy birthday. Now for the real twist in the movie for me was when wish number 9 happened. This wish was for people to stop treating her like a kid, but like I stated previously, the candles use their own logic when it comes to granting the wishes. So what ended up happening is she literally aged up from 16 to 22. Everything up to this point was pretty lackluster if I'm being honest, but this to me was a lot darker than I remember. Because not only did she lose her best friend and miss the rest of her teenage years, but to me it seemed like everyone around her actually had better lives. Her best friend was now school president and seemed to be more popular and respected because of it. The girl she was beefing with since grade school became her former best friend's new best friend and was presented as a way more sweet and down-to-earth person. Even her brother became a legitimate guitarist when before the wish he was just pretending to be one with a toy guitar. Also, if you look at how her parents treated her after the wish, it seemed like they were eager to get her out of their hair so they didn't have to deal with her anymore. Now I could be reading too deep into all of this, which I probably am because it is a teen movie, but I'll go out on a ledge and say they may have unintentionally made Abby the worst character in the movie. As far as how it ends, what essentially happens is Abby finds a loophole with her wish chart. Because the 16th wish was just a picture of a guy stuck to the chart with gum, she realized she can still remove the picture from said gum. So she does that and proceeds to stick the picture her mom took of her the morning of her birthday before all this madness happened on the chart instead, and voila, after blowing the candle, it resets the whole day back to that exact moment. So for those wondering, yes, this movie is 13 Going on 30 After School Program Edition. Don't get it twisted though, 13 Going on 30 is a much stronger movie for obvious reasons that I don't even have to go over because you should know. Grade rating, it's getting a pretty generous C+. I kind of feel like I want to change that, but I'm going to stick with the C+. Like I stated earlier, a lot of the movie was pretty mediocre for me, but when the second act picked up and she made that wish, so did the movie, and it starts to get interesting, and it isn't just your typical cookie cutter kids film after that point. Now, is a lot of that based on me wanting to think they made Abby intentionally the worst character, so when the wish occurred, it made it clear she wasn't needed to help people's lives, which is an uncomfortable convo a lot of people might not be ready to have with themselves in certain relationships they have with people. Yes, but I'm just projecting, and this is a review on a kids movie, so don't take a lot of what I say at face value. So before I get out of here, I kind of wanted to chop it up with you guys really quick and let you guys know what's been going on with me, because I haven't been the most consistent YouTuber in the world, and a lot of that is self-inflicted. Straight up, I just been procrastinating. I wanted this channel to be a majority young adult teen stuff, and because of that, it's a pretty wide net of stuff, so I get stuck in this mode where it's like I don't know what to do a review on, and I end up just not watching and reviewing anything because I'm just constantly in my head trying to figure out what to do a review on. So to fix that problem, I can show you right here or somewhere on the screen. In my notes app, I have a checklist, and it's full of movies and shows. Some of it is young adult and teen stuff, which is kind of what a majority of my channel is right now, but it also is a mixture of different things because I like different things. I don't want this channel just to be a hub of just young adult teen stuff because I just don't want to be boxed into like a certain demographic. I want to be able to have this channel to be a place where you can see any type of review, not just young adult teen stuff. Like I said, it's going to be the bread and butter. That's not going to be all you're going to see. I like horror, you're going to see some horror reviews. I like drama, you're going to see some drama reviews. I like a lot of different things, so I want the channel to do that. Like I said, a bulk of it is going to kind of try to be young adult teen stuff from like maybe 2010s era and stuff like that. It's a lot of bigger series like Degrassi and Teen Wolf and stuff like that that I am going to review at some point. Degrassi, that's a little bit further down the line because that is 14 seasons, and I rewatched that show a lot, but I don't know, the review, looking at it from a review standpoint, 14 seasons and one video for a review, I could only imagine how daunting that's going to be. So yes, you're going to see more content ideally, and I'm going to say this on video, that way you guys have me on record. I don't want to go more than 2 days without posting. So let's say I upload on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, want to have a video up by at least like a Thursday, if not a Thursday by that Friday. So I'm putting the pressure on myself. I'm putting myself on record on video so you guys can come back to this if I'm not being consistent. But yeah, I kind of want to start uploading more on this channel. I was stuck in a place where it's like I don't know what to watch next because I'm just always like, well damn, I have a very wide net of stuff. So hopefully that checklist will keep me in check, and I do have something special planned for October. I know that's about a month away or a month and a half away. I don't know if I'm ready to announce what that is yet. I'll probably announce it sometime in September. Also have something planned in December as well. I'm sure to say in those 2 months you guys probably have an idea of what's going to happen in those 2 months. It's probably not hard to figure out, especially considering what this channel is. So until my next video, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace and light, and remember to eat your veggies.